Hello, comrades. Welcome back to Jacob's Custom Gunworks. I know I said that I had one video, or I was done with videos for after the air. I lied. I decided to make one more just for fun. I'm in the process of working on a stock, and it's taking forever to dry, and I'm going stir crazy, so we'll make some videos. Reason behind this video is I've been asked a lot between the SVD and the AK type mounts. I have the scopes, but I didn't really have any rifle visuals, so we're going to kind of cover all that. Let's call this part 2, if you will, for today. So we'll jump right in. Here is an SVD type mount that is on the rifle on my Yugo M77. Now keep in mind, this isn't 100% like the normal SVD mounts, but it's very similar, and this is the closest thing I have to show you. So you see the blood groove here? That is where... Let me grab my visual here. The notch on your SVD type PSO, PO, and PSOP scopes. That's where that notch rides in. What you do is you put, of course, the scope like so, and it'll ride all the way forward. And then, of course, you take your lever, which is down like this. Of course, it would be open. Sorry, I'm doing this one hand. Open like so. Then, of course, you'll put that clamp into place, and that clamps down on this piece here, and that's what keeps it from moving around. As you all know, I like these scopes quite a bit. Now, full disclaimer, my KPYK mount, my pick mount up here, is backwards. Generally, this does not work on your SVD types. What'll happen is they will slowly start to move forward. So you want the notch to start here and come this way. Not how I have it on this. This is just an exception to the rule because this is a different mount. So, just so you know that. Moving on to the AK style. So, here is an AK style. On an AK 101 that is awaiting furniture that is stuck in limbo hell. We'll get onto that later. A little different, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So, that being said, of course, there's your AK type mount. It's a little bit different. It's actually going to sit a little higher on the gun. And you've seen these before, but I figured it's good visual rep. So, of course, this one, same thing. Goes into the notch here, comes all the way forward till it stops, then you take your lever and you close it. The real neat thing about these is your lever actually rests in this little area in here, so if you don't get it tight enough, it'll just simply get to this point here where it's a stop and it won't go any further, so you actually don't lose your zero beyond that, so that's pretty neat. So, yeah, like I say, that is your AK mount. You got an AK? Generally, that's what's on these. I don't know of any AKs that actually have an SVD type mount unless they were purpose-built for that reason. So, yeah, just so you can see that, like I say, a little different. And, of course, your SVD mount. All right, so moving back onto the scopes themselves. I talked with another individual who was asking me about bases on the scopes themselves, and I told him some of these are hot swappable. Well, they are, but I have two here that aren't. I wanted to show you the differences. So here is an AK type mount, or excuse me, I'm sorry, an SVD type mount. Gonna confuse people here. Get that out of the way. So your screws between the two are gonna be okay. These front ones, these ones here and here, and then here and here. The difference is the pins here and here are not going to line up. It's not a big deal. You can just simply drift them out and get them out of the way. These are over-engineered as they are, but this pin here does not line up with the front pin on the AK style. Granted, these are two different manufacturers, but this pin here, right there, that matches up just fine. And again, your screw holes, for the most part, do line up. The only other difference is on the back here, between these two. So those bolts are there and there are fine, but the holes again may not line up 100% because they are just slightly different in manufacture. So keep that in mind. You're only going to be off a couple 100,000ths of an inch, but it's enough that it will not work between the two. So same thing here. Like I say, the bolts are the same, but they may not line up. Now back to your manufacturer, so we'll go with the SVD one first. This one is an NPZ, so I believe that's my Russian one here. And then this one here is a Belarus-made one. Oh, there we go. So from company to company, so the ones made in Belarus, as far as I know and as far as I have experienced, if you have an SVD type base, and that's what we're talking about here, just this piece here, they will generally swap between both your SVD type mount and your AK mount. So if you need just this piece here, make sure it's from the same make and manufacturer, or they will not necessarily line up. Some do, some don't. Same with this. You know, like I say, we're just talking about this piece here. They do come off. They're kind of a pain in the ass, but they do come off. So I hope that helps somebody who was looking to do, you know, the AK type mounts. I'm a huge fan of these style scopes. I think they're very nostalgic, and they just make an AK and an SVD look the part. I know they're super outdated as of now, but screw it, they're fun. I really hope this helps somebody. This will definitely probably be my last video until after the first of the year. I'm going to try and get with Steve from the Montana Musings Outdoor channel and see about doing a podcast with him. He's mentioned me a couple of different times. So I'm going to get with him and see what he says, and we'll go from there. Anyway, enough rambling. Thank you so much. Again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, comrades. Until next time.